Okay guys, welcome to this video where we're looking at the part 3 of bridging the gap between GCSE and A-level maths, okay? If you haven't already, then please do check out part 1 and part 2. I will link it in the description, okay? Looking at numbers and surds, okay? And stuff like that, okay? As ever guys, please feel free to pause the video, try and attempt all the questions or the ones that you can do yourselves, and then press play when you're ready, and feel free to make notes on any question or questions you weren't sure how to do. Okay, we are looking at solving and rearranging. So this is question number 11. Solve these equations. So solve means work out the value of the letter of the unknown. Okay, so in this case, work out the value of x. Okay, the first question, 7x take away 4 equals 31. Now to solve this, I've got to do the inverse operation, so I've got to work backwards. So the opposite of taking away 4 is to add 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides of my equation to balance it respectively. Okay, I get 7x on the left hand side because minus 4 plus 4 goes to 0, and then on the right hand side 31 plus 4 is 35. Okay, I've got 7x is equal to 35. If I now divide both sides by 7, because 7x means 7 times x, so dividing both sides by 7, I get x is equal to 35 divided by 7, which is just 5. Okay, so x is equal to 5 is the solution to this equation. And you can check your answer by substituting x equals 5 into the left hand side and showing that we get 31. 7 times 5 is 35, take away the 4 is 31, so that does confirm our answer. Okay, next one I'm going to do up here because we've not got much space. Okay, first of all, I'm going to expand the brackets on both sides of my equation. So 4 times x is 4x. Okay, and then 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Okay, is equal to 2 lots of x, which is going to be 2x. And then 2 times negative 1. So 2 lots of negative 1 is negative 2, guys. Okay, I'm now going to subtract 2x on both sides of my equation to balance it respectively, because I want to get all the x's on one side of my equation and all the numbers on the other side. 4x take away 2x is just 2x. So we get 2x, take away 12, okay, is equal to negative 2, okay. I would then add 12 to both sides, okay, to balance the equation, okay. So being careful here, when I add 12 to negative 2, okay, I get 2x is equal to 10. Okay, negative 2 plus 12 is equal to 10. It's the same as saying 12 take away 2. Okay, dividing both sides by 2 because 2x means 2 times x. So dividing both sides by 2, we get that x is equal to 5. Okay, again, for this equation. So we get x is equal to 5. Okay, so this one, it was a bit more demanding. I had to expand the brackets first, bring all of my x's to one side, and then solve the equation by balancing, okay, by doing the inverse operation, okay, once I get to this step here. Okay, so adding 12 to both sides and then dividing it by 2. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense so far. Okay, what we'll do, guys, is we'll delete this so we got a bit more space. Okay, for the last question. Okay. Okay, so this next one is a bit more tricky because we've got some fractions involved. I've got x plus 2 all over 3 plus 2x over 5 equals x plus 2. Now, if it was me, the first thing that I would do is I would multiply everything by the lowest common multiple of these fractions. So the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5 is 15. Okay, so, and I got 15 by doing 3 times 5, okay? I'm going to multiply everything, okay, by 15, okay? By doing that, it gets rid of any fractions on the left-hand side, okay, and makes it into essentially one of these equations, but obviously with like bigger numbers. Okay, so timesing all this by 15, I get 15 lots of x plus 2 divided by 3, which is going to be 5 lots of x plus 2. Okay, because 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay, if you think about putting a 15 here at the front, okay, and putting this into brackets, 15 divided by 3 is 5, okay? Timesing this by 5, what do I get? 15, sorry. Okay, I get 30x over 5, which becomes just 6x, okay? And that's equal to 15 lots of all this, so 15x plus 30. Okay, so hopefully it's making sense so far, guys. I appreciate that I've done it in like one big step here, but feel free to obviously pause it and write down like the full workings. So what I've done is I've multiplied through everything by 15, so I no longer have a fraction on either the left hand side or even the right hand side, okay, of my equation. I've not got an equation that involves just x's, that it looks a bit like this now. Okay, so expanding the bracket on the left hand side, I get 5x plus 10 plus 6x is equal to 15x plus 30. Okay, so we've got to obviously be careful when we solve the equations in this one. Okay, just to be clear, guys, 15x plus 30 has come from 15 lots of, okay, x plus 2. Okay, so I've got like a single bracket here, okay, for that one. Okay, collecting like terms on the left hand side, I've got 5x plus 6x, so that becomes 11x. 11x plus 10 is equal to 15x plus 30. Okay, so hopefully it's making sense so far. Okay, if you're not sure about anything, then please do feel free to like put it in the comment section about this particular question. Okay, but it is a bit more challenging. Take away 11x from both sides. Okay, I'll put it down here so I've got a bit more space. Okay, I get 10 is equal to 4x plus 30. Okay, when I take away 11x on both sides, okay, I'm now going to subtract the 30 on both sides. 10 take away 30 is negative 20. Negative 20 is equal to 4x. Okay, dividing both sides by 4, negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5. So we get negative 5 is equal to x. Okay, so the answer to this one, guys, I'll put it underneath. X is equal to negative 5. Okay, is the solution to this algebraic fractions problem. Okay, so this is something that you would have seen in higher tier GCSE. Okay, so it's looking at adding fractions. Okay, so adding fractions involving algebra. Okay, algebraic fractions. Now, just to be clear, I got rid of the denominators here by multiplying everything by the lowest common denominator of 3 and 5. I got that by doing 3 times 5. Or if you feel very comfortable with your times tables, you would like list the 3 times tables, the 5 times tables, and find the smallest number that appears in both times tables, okay? For that one. Once I did that, then I got an equation that was in this form. Okay, I expanded the single bracket on the left hand side, collected my like terms, brought the 11x over to the right hand side, okay, and then I just solved the equation like I would normally. Okay, so that's how I did that one, guys. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense. Okay, right, guys, question number 12 now. Okay, so we're looking at rearranging formulas or formulae. Okay, it says make x the subject, okay, of this formula. Okay, so I've got y is equal to 4x plus 5, okay, and I want to get it as x equals. When you make a letter the subject, you want to make it so it's that letter on its own equals, okay, and then something on the right hand side, okay. So in this case, I want to make x the subject, so I want to get the answer to be x equals, okay, something, okay, dot dot dot. Okay, if I subtract 5 on both sides, okay, of my equation, okay, I get y take away 5 is equal to 4x. Okay, 4x means 4 times x, so if I divide both sides by 4 to balance this equation, or this formula rather, respectively, I get x is equal to y take away 5 all over 4. Okay, so it's everything divided by 4. Okay, I'll put it in brackets here just to be very explicit and very clear in my workings. Okay, so this is now in the form x equals, okay, a function of y, or x equals something. Okay, it's the same equation, it's just been written in a different form. Okay, you can check your answer by rearranging to make y the subject by timesing by 4 and then adding 5, and it will get you back to y. Okay, next one, guys. Y is equal to 2x plus 1, sorry, 2x minus 1 over 3. Okay, multiply both sides by 3 first to get rid of that fraction. Y times 3 we say is 3y. So 3y is equal to 2x minus 1. If I add 1 to both sides to balance the formula or the equation respectively, I get 3y plus 1 is equal to 2x. Okay, dividing both sides by 2, okay, gets me x on its own. Okay, so dividing both sides by 2, because remember 2x means 2 times x. Okay, so the final answer I get is 3y plus 1, okay, all divided by 2, okay, and that's equal to x, okay, for that one there. Okay, so that's the answer to the second one, guys. Okay, that one. Okay, again, what I'll do is I'll just delete this, guys, and I'll try and leave my answers to the questions. Okay, so this answer is for the first question, okay, on question 12, and this answers for the second question on question 12, okay, for that one. Okay, next one, guys. I've got y is equal to 2x squared z minus 5. So the first step is to add 5 to both sides. Okay, we will get y plus 5 is equal to 2x squared z. Okay, for that one. Okay, dividing both sides by 2z, because then I'll get x squared on its own. So dividing both sides by 2z, okay, gets me x squared. Okay, so hopefully it's making sense so far. Okay, because if you want to think about it, I can think about it like this. Okay, I can think about it as 2z x squared. Okay, so to get x squared, I've got to divide both sides by 2z. Okay, to get rid of this 2z here. Okay, so x squared equals this. So to get x, guys, so x is equal to plus or minus, okay, the square root of y plus 5 all over 2z. So y plus 5 all over 2z. Okay. And if you're wondering why it's a plus and minus, because if you have x squared equals something, okay, I can take the negative root or the positive root, okay? So a quadratic, if it's x squared equals a number, let's say, then you'll have two distinct real solutions. If x squared equals 9, then x could be negative 3 or positive 3, because negative 3 squared gives you positive 9, and 3 squared gives you positive 9. So think of it like that, okay? For that question. Okay, right guys, the last question for today's video, okay, so this is where the subject appears twice, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete this now, okay, and I'll probably have to delete the answers to these ones, okay, so I apologise, but hopefully you have copied it down, okay, these ones. Okay, so I've got y is equal to 4x minus 2 all over x plus 1. I've got an x on the top and an x on the bottom. Okay, now this topic specifically is where the subject appears twice. Okay, what this means is it appears on the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to multiply the left hand side and the right hand side by x plus 1. So I get y lots of x plus 1 is equal to 4x minus 2. Okay, so timesing top and bottom, okay, by x plus 1, okay, it gets rid of this x plus 1 on the denominator, and then this is what I'm left with. If I expand this bracket, y times x is xy or yx, and then y times positive 1 is positive y, or plus y, is equal to 4x minus 2. I'm now going to bring all my x terms to one side and all my y terms to the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract xy and I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I'll do that in one step. So on the left hand side I'll get y plus 2 is equal to 4x take away xy. Okay, remember that the sign changes when it goes past the equal sign. Okay, minus xy. Okay, sorry, that's a bit squished there. Okay, I'm now going to factorize the right hand side into x brackets 4 minus y. Okay, because this is the only way to separate the 4x and the xy. I can only separate that by factorizing, okay, or taking a linear factor of x out. Okay, on the right hand side, I'm going to be left with just y plus 2 still. Okay, I'm now going to divide both sides by 4 minus y, and that will get me x on its own. Okay, so dividing both sides by 4 minus y. Okay, so on the left hand side, I'd have y plus 2 all over 4 minus y, and that would have to equal x. Okay, and now we've got x, the subject. So x is equal to y plus 2 over 4 minus y. Okay, now I can't simplify that any further. I can't do anything further with that. Okay, that would be my final answer for that question. Okay, so hopefully it's made sense, guys, and hopefully you were able to take something away from this. So make sure that you practice and you revisit solving these linear equations, so these like 2-step equations, 3 and 4-step equations, and equations involving fractions, and make sure that you revisit and you practice rearranging formulas of these kinds, okay, and then rearranging formulas where the subject appears twice, okay. So you would solve this by multiplying by the denominator, okay, expanding the brackets, bringing all of that letter terms to one side, and then all of the non-letter terms to the other side, factorizing, okay, that letter out, and then dividing through by the bracket. And that's how we solve the equation, okay? Or the formula, sorry. Okay. But again, I appreciate that I've gone through it pretty swiftly, but feel free to obviously pause it and re-watch it at any point to go back to it and make sure that you're happy with this, okay? Any questions, any queries, okay, any concerns, put it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find this useful, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, drop the video a like, and also click that bell icon to turn on post notifications so you are notified of when I upload, okay, to this channel. Okay, but that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Okay, bye for now.